Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. Be sure to check me out over on Rumble. There you'll find all of my stuff from YouTube, plus my political and social commentary and weekly current events, which YouTube frowns on. Links to my Rumble channel as well as my other YouTube channels and links to let you order my books are in the description of this video. If you enjoy my content, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. Now, on with the video. Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing an Advanced Dungeons & Dragons monster video on the Tentamort. But before we get into this video, I'd like to tell you about a new book that I just got published called The House Off Farrago Road. It's available on Amazon.com. The author's name is H.L. Anderson, that's me. And it's just a fun story about a house where the denizens are not quite normal. Mythological creatures and supernatural forces commingle with modern-day law enforcement and the criminal underworld. If the quirky weird piques your interest, check out The House Off Farrago Road. Alright, now, on with this video. The Tentamort. This creature appears as a 2-foot sphere with a number of small tentacles, along with 2 large tentacles. The small tentacles are lined with suckers which allow the creature to attack itself to almost any surface, and it can move across that surface. It moves rather slowly, but it can move across the surface. Any surface, walls, ceilings, floors, whatever. The large tentacles are the dangerous ones. The Tentamort can be found on page 86 of the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons Fiend Folio. Be sure to read through the description very, very carefully before you use it in your game. This thing has some weird abilities, and it's better to know before you run them. Make sure it fits your game. The first of the large tentacles is a constrictor. It lashes victims as a whip for 1d6 damage on an attack roll of 2 or greater than that required to hit. This tentacle wraps itself around the victim, pinning its arms to its side, and will automatically constrict for 1d6 damage each round until either the tentacle or the victim is dead. So in other words, the first tentacle, you roll to hit, and if it hits it, it'll whip them for a d6 damage. No problem. If it rolls 2 better than what's required to hit, or if it rolls a crit, so say it needs a 15, right? So if you roll a 17 or better, you know, or a natural crit, then this thing will wrap around and constrict for a d6, and you don't have to roll to hit anymore. That's just nasty. The other tentacle is the really bad one, though. It has a 6-inch hollow bone needle attached to the end of it. This tentacle whips and wraps up victims as the first one does. However, instead of constricting it, when it wraps them up, instead of constricting, this one stabs the victim with that bone needle. And that bone needle is nasty. It paralyzes the victim unless the victim makes a savings throw versus paralyzation. The Tentamort then injects a saliva-like substance through the needle over a 2-round period. And this is just for a man-sized victim, it takes 2 rounds. For smaller victims like halflings, it takes half that length, that time. For larger victims, it takes twice as long or more. This substance softens the victim's internal organs, which are then sucked out through the bone needle. Yeah, this is just nasty. Because one of the nastiest parts about this is it doesn't matter how many hit points a person has. It kills them. It takes a couple of rounds. Boom, and you're done. Killing this tentacle during injection. A man-sized victim will die after 2 rounds of this suction. So if a guy's got 100 hit points, 2 rounds, he's dead. Still. Okay. Killing this tentacle during injection is good, but the victim must then be saved with a cure disease spell within an hour, or he will still die. Once the complete dose has been delivered, only a heal spell or a regenerate spell followed by a cure wound spell will save the victim. So even if you kill off the Tentamort or destroy the tentacle that's injecting him, you still have to take steps, and they're pretty hefty steps. Regenerate and cure wounds. So, you know. One of the most dangerous aspects of this creature is they travel in packs. Up to 10 of them can be present. Can you imagine fighting 10 of these things? with a group of 8 player characters. That would suck. Now, years ago, I was playing in my friend Gerald's game. None of us knew what a Tentamort was. And one of these things injected our wizard with a complete dose before we were able to kill it. An hour later, our wizard still died because we had no idea what was going on. We didn't know that it injected him with this stuff, and he ended up dying anyway. It was crazy. He was upset with us, but what the hell were we supposed to do? We didn't know. Nobody knew at that time. So, At any rate, these things can be quite dangerous. Be sure and check them out before you put them in your game. And as a player character, it might not be a bad idea to read up on them. Hope this finds everybody well. I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas. You folks have a good one. God bless one and all. Clarissa Lowe, a historian from the future. Delmore Kane, a Civil War veteran turned outlaw. This oddball pairing faces a conspiracy of epic proportions spanning the centuries. If you like action and adventure westerns with a splash of science fiction and fantasy, check out my book series Drifters and their ongoing adventures.